everybody. Welcome to the Talking Disney Classics podcast. And this is the show where we love talking about the Disney canon. And sometimes we have our talented friends on to hear about their favorites of the canon and to talk about Disney. And it's so much fun. And I am film critic Rachel Wagner, and Stanford's here.
Hey, how's it going?
Yes. And today we have an artist with us. We have artist Ben Byrd with us. And thank you so much for coming on and talk with us.
Yes, thank you, Ben.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here.
This is really fun for me because I have been a big fan of your work. There's two booths that I always look forward to at FanX every year. And that's the Wispy Stitch booth. I love her embroidery that she does and her other art, and then your booth. And this year they made you like, they literally gave you the last booth in the entire thing. I had to like hack my way to it. I'm like, I will
get there. I will find it.
Yeah, I was in the corner.
I'm like, what happened? But I really enjoy your style and your artistry, and so thanks so much for coming on and doing this.
Oh no, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how had you always been an artist?
I mean, yeah, growing up, I always drew a ton and loved animation and loved drawing and comic books, the whole thing. I think I just kind of, I became a designer of, graphic designer and then got into web design, but was only using my art when necessary. I would draw for fun and that kind of thing and try to do my own stuff. But in 2012, I had lost my job, but we were at the time had been talking about going online and selling art on Etsy and, doing that kind of thing. And so my wife, who's my brains of my operation and my biggest supporter, was like, start drawing. And, we just kind of I just started doing, I knew I could do like watercolor, and I knew I was kind of doing these little cute chibi type drawings. And so that's what I started doing. And Salt Lake FanX had started already. But they had started doing 2 shows. And so we got in their second show. And then we've just been doing Comic-Cons and kind of figured out we could do that. But, I'd since gotten a job and everything. But I've always loved animation, Disney, Walt Disney, the whole thing. And yeah.
So you started at FanX, was your first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
FanX,
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. FanX was they did one. They did their first one and it was apparently crazy. And then we were doing another show, like it was just a random show. We were just trying anything to sell art. So we just got into one of these, like, I think it was called What Women Want. And it was like a show with women's booths for stuff for women. I don't know. And there was a lady there and her mom was in charge of the exhibitor services. So basically the people who come in and do the, kind of do the floor layout. They put all the tables up, they do all the electrical, all that stuff. And so her mom came over and so she goes, oh, well, you need to do Comic-Con. And I said, well, they just did it. And I mean, when it comes around in the fall, we'll try to get in. But she goes, oh no, they're doing one in the spring. And so we got in. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
And then we just started probably about 2 or 3 years in, then a lady that ran the Denver Comic-Con came to my booth and asked if we wanted to come to Denver. So then we were like, oh, can we travel with this? Because at the time we were very inefficient. We had a lot of equipment, computers and things we were doing. We learned how to get it really efficient. But so once we got to Denver, then we started traveling and haven't done too many shows this year. I've just been busy with work. But yeah, we used to do about 10 shows a year. All over. So yeah.
Wow. Do you work in the arts? Or do you have I
do.
Your day job?
My day job's just I do web design, graphic design, just for a small company, and so I get to draw every now and then. And like I'll do an annual Christmas card for the company that they send out to their vendors. So that's how so there's like a bunch of little. It's a biking company, so it's like bike themed art. So yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
No, I just
Yeah.
do my own thing. Just yeah. This
Uh-huh.
this thing that we did when I started doing it, when I got this particular job, they were very nice and let me just do Comic Cons whenever I needed to. And so we just
Yeah.
kept painting stuff. We'd go to a show, people would say, "Oh, do you have this?" And if I didn't, then that's what I would paint next. And
Hmm.
yeah.
So are you self-taught as an artist, or did you go to
Uh,
school? Or?
yeah. Yeah. I there's art people in my family.
Uh-huh.
Um, so my brother's an illustrator, and then me,
Oh.
and then my sister can draw, and my daughter now is a fantastic artist. But I had a great art teacher in high school. Um,
Uh-huh.
I always tell people I'm a very undisciplined. I've had very little schooling in the college level.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at certain things in art, so I just play to my strengths. So
Yeah.
um, I was going to do animation when I was a kid, and then I did about 2 frames of animation and said, nope, I'm out. Like,
We could tell it was not going to be.
yeah, it was not going to be fun. And I
Uh,
didn't know what I was going to do because I didn't have any like traditional setup. I just had regular copy paper, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
okay, I'm going to draw this duck character that I have. And then I started drawing the second one. Then about 3 drawings in, I was just kind of like, oh, this is, this is not gonna go. So
Ben, do you primarily deal with watercolors? Is that the main
yes.
medium you use? Are there
Yeah.
other mediums that you also enjoy, using too,
Um,
or?
no, I mean, I enjoy doing mediums, but I don't do them well. I do pen
Hmm.
and ink and pencil sketching, but watercolor, I just kind of figured out my thing
Hmm.
there. And so I just
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. So,
How did you come up with your style with like the
Yes,
the larger heads and the thing like
because it's distinctive
so
and wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah.
thank
it
you.
is.
It was a couple of things. So I always wanted to be, after I got over being an animator thing, I wanted to do comic books. Um,
Uh-huh.
so I was a GI Joe kid growing up, and so then I was like, oh, I've discovered GI Joe comic books, and I didn't know what I for some reason didn't know what comic books were. I came from a small town in southern Utah, so I found a GI Joe comic book, and I was like, oh, this is amazing, and so that became a thing. Anyways, flash forward uh, many years, and we were talking about the art, me doing art, and my wife says, listen, I know you like drawing your comic book things, but even if you try to draw something cool and scary, it still just comes out cute. Everything you draw has like a cuteness to it.
It's true. It's true. You could have like Darth Vader and Kylo Ren, and you could
It's
have,
just cute.
And it's
yeah,
cute.
So
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
cute.
I have a cute Voldemort. Somebody says, see if you
Oh
can make
yeah.
Voldemort cute. And I did Voldemort, and they were like,
It is
oh,
cute.
okay. Yeah. So my wife said, just play to your strengths, do
Yeah,
cute stuff. And the
that's
chibi
smart.
art thing had just been starting to take off. And I just kind of liked how they were just so simple. But I thought, okay, I'm going to do short little people that they're proportionally like adults, but they have big heads. And then I'm just going to watercolor them.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to town because everything was kind of digital. So it was very simple colors, like
Uh-huh.
basic, there wasn't a lot of texture to it. And so I just thought, well, what if I just watercolor them and put lots of detail into them as much as I can with watercolor. And so
Mhm.
I just kind of, yeah. So that's what I tried. And
Ben,
So,
oh,
oh, go
you
ahead.
first, Rachel. After
Well,
you,
I
yeah.
was just going to say when you sit down to do one of your drawings, what do you have like a sort of a process of like, or is each one unique?
I mean, I no, they're all pretty much unique. Some of them are harder because I don't have a clear idea. I'll do like a really rough sketch. Sometimes just it's a couple of scribbles. It's just enough to go, okay, this is going to be the layout. This is going to be where this character is or the size. I've gotten a lot slower because I just am slower. Two, I started doing more elaborate designs and stuff. It used to be really simple because that was kind of the thing that was back then when I started, and then I just kind of grew into my own thing. But usually I'll do like a sketch, and then if I need to, I'll do a more detailed sketch just to make sure it's going to work, and then I'll draw it on paper and put it down. So
Yeah.
Do you use any digital tools as well, or as
yeah.
yeah, and what's that process like?
So primarily, I just use Photoshop, and the most used reason I use Photoshop is just to color correct. So my printer, so like my prints, if you see them online, they're very saturated because I've uploaded essentially the one that I use, the image I use for printing is way more saturated than the originals. And then when it prints out, it comes out much more desaturated just because I'm running watercolor paper through an inkjet printer that's not necessarily designed for that. So if there's stuff like something where I'm just like, this is just a pain in the neck to paint in watercolor, like lightning or snowflakes or something, I might go in and add them in Photoshop later. My princesses all had in the beginning had a shape behind them, and I did that in Photoshop as opposed to trying to like perfectly mask out the shape. So
Do you have a favorite of your drawings?
oh man, I have different favorites on different genres of my own stuff. The Robin Hood has always been one of my favorites. It just turned out well. I'm trying to think of what else. There's just some, and then
I like
the Beauty and the Beast.
That
Yeah.
one's really
yes.
good. Yeah. That was really cute.
That's so great.
The funny thing about that one is it started out and the Beast in the background was red. And it's the original, the Beast is actually painted red. And we were just starting out. And my printer sometimes would, for whatever reason, the red and the black lines would bleed, and it would like do this little weird bleeding effect. And it looked like somebody had put water on it, and it just the black started. And I couldn't figure out how to fix it. So we had to change the Beast to blue. So there are a few red ones out there, but
that's
primarily they're all blue now.
Ooh, so there's like what do they call that? Like Funko Pops. There's the
there's like a limited edition.
Limited.
I don't know how many are out there, but
out there.
That's a favorite.
Yeah,
See,
really cute.
I love that one too.
Yeah. A lot of them are just my memories of painting them too. Just like if it's a favorite, I had a fun time painting it.
That's really cute. Wally and Eva.
Wally, that's my biggest seller. I sell.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Down.
That was one of my questions for you, Ben, too. If there's a particular movie or set of characters.
No, Wally, so this was an interesting thing too, was what movies have become kind of the cult classics that people keep buying, even though they're old. They're now what you consider an old movie. But Wally and Eve is my biggest seller. But Lilo and Stitch, people always want Stitch, and people always want Toothless. So
Toothless, okay,
yeah. So those three are like kind of the ones that'll just like I'll sell a bunch of those if I have them, and and I was surprised because I was just kind of like, oh, those are like older movies now, and yet they just have an audience.
They've got a big fan base, and I think those live action versions also kind of reignited some of the fan base too, as you know, from my perspective.
I was excited about this.
Oh, see, I love that one. That's one of my new favorites.
That's a great one too, Ben.
And
thank you.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
I sold a ton of those.
I bet those have been popular too, right?
Yeah. I had to print every night. I had to print a new batch every night.
And then I do love this one because not only do you have Mickey's Christmas Carol, but you've got the ghosts in the window, which is really cute.
It's really, really cute.
I try to do a Christmas one every year so that
you do?
I do a Black Friday sale, and then
is that on your website?
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
people will, if you order like so many prints, then you get the free Christmas print. You can order it too,
Oh.
but like I just throw it in as a freebie. So it's just kind of
See,
been like a tradition.
you're speaking to
that's
the
cool.
Queen of Christmas. So
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, last year
I
was
got to be in on that.
yes, I know. So that's
yeah,
excellent.
yeah.
You got
Last year I did
to
the
approach it
Polar
here, Rach,
Express.
right? To be able to.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of Rachel's reviews? Do you look forward to Family Movie Night, Female Film Critics panels, or the Talking Disney podcast? If so, please consider supporting the podcast by becoming a patron. As a patron, you get to access monthly events such as the watch-alongs and Q&As, where you get to talk to stars and find out the behind the scenes of the movie making industry. And you can pick what I review for Family Movie Night or even become a guest on the podcast. Podcasts and YouTube channels are expensive, and I really, really could use your help. I would so appreciate it. You also get to be a member of the Facebook group where we talk about all the films that we're seeing, and we have so much fun. Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies and select one of the Rachel's fan tiers. That's patreon.com/hallmarkies.
Well, what do you think is especially special, to be redundant, about Disney and Disney animation in particular that you think it makes it especially great?
I mean, the history of it, there's also nothing like Disney out there. I mean, there's people trying to mimic it now, but you know, you have this guy who animation he wasn't the creator. He just figured out, you know, he had a love for it and made it into something, and then takes that, turns it into a bigger company, takes that and turns it into a theme park. And then, you know, it just grows to beyond probably what he ever imagined. And there's so many facets to it that you can like about Disney, whether it be the animation, whether it be the movies, the parks, or all of it. And so I think that's part of why it's so special, and just the fact that it creates those memories, you know.
Has there been any characters that you've tried to draw in your style that it just doesn't work? They just don't land.
Well, and it's not necessarily Disney, but Pixar. At first I couldn't get Pixar because they were so cartoony. So Monsters Inc. I mean, if you look at my pictures, the characters are all like a little teeny dot for an eye. And you know, all of a sudden I'm supposed to draw Monsters Inc. and it's you know, Mike Wazowski's just a giant big eye, and I'm like,
just an eye.
I don't know how to do this.
That's a good point.
And I got it to where I was just like, okay, this will work. And it, you know, and I love my Monsters Inc. picture, but the one I haven't been able to crack is Dory.
Yeah.
When I try to draw Dory, it just looks really weird. She's a really weird looking fish in the first place, and her eyes are like such a prominent part of her thing. So I've had requests for her, and I'm just like, I'm trying, but
that's interesting. Yeah, I can see that makes sense. I get it. Very good.
Most of the Disney stuff, though, no, I haven't had too big of an issue with any of them. Other than I've gotten to where I've done so many that I would get like a creative block and be like, I'm rehashing the same thing, or how do I make this better? I've done different versions of my princesses, and I'm trying to do like my final series of princesses, so I don't have to do them anymore, kind of thing, because I just want to do them and be like, this is it for the princess. Because I've done like with their prints, I've done them by themselves. I've done movie poster looking ones, and you know, kind of go, oh, okay, let me just figure out, I'm just going to do the princess.
You're ready to retire the princesses. That makes sense. I can see that.
They were the first ones I did, and so now I'm kind of like, I want to be done. I don't want to be done with them, but I just want to do good versions that people go, oh, this is awesome.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what one that, I mean, you even have some of the more obscure ones, which is really fun. And like you have Mickey's Christmas Carol, and I do like your Sword in the Stone one. I think is really cute.
And Rachel shared. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
Rachel shared your Treasure Planet one
Oh, yeah, that was
with
a
me,
new
which
one.
is really cool. I
you.
love
Yeah.
that one too.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah.
Well, so we have you gave us you came up with your top 10 Disney canon
Yes.
films. So so this is gonna be fun. We're gonna dive in and we'll talk about them. And so why don't you share your number 10?
Number 10 is Snow White.
So what do you love about Snow White?
Honestly, it's not necessarily. If I was going to do a top 20, it would easily be in there. But I wanted to be in there because of the fact that it was the first one, and because the art's really amazing for what they were doing. Because they were almost trying to bring realism into animation. It was the illustration style of the 1930s, but it was also very much like, very real movement, very real looking people, almost like for what they could do. And so.
Well, and there's a lot of watercolor in there. So I can see why it would be a favorite of yours, especially in the transformation scene with all the purple and gold and and everything. And so I love that. And it really does hold up remarkably well.
Yeah. No, I love it. And a lot of these on my list, some of them are just either because of the animation or the art, not necessarily because of, that it was I think they're all great. I'm an easily entertained person. So I can go to a bad movie and I'll just still sit through and smile and
you still had a good time, right?
Yeah, I never come out and just be. I had a period of time where I would come out and be like, that was but it was in my college days, I guess, and anyways, 90s Disney for me was hard because I was coming out of the Beauty and the Beast and the Lion King and the Aladdin era, and then for me, like Atlantis and Treasure Planet, I wasn't as wowed by them, until later I went back and watched them and I went, oh yeah, these are great. Like I don't mind them now.
They set the bar high for themselves.
Exactly.
They really do. As a studio, they really do.
Yeah. And so when I would go to those, I would be like, hey, and now I try to just watch them more like a kid. I try to watch them through the eyes of a kid and not an adult because.
Well, and they've been in such a slump the last, as far as Walt Disney Animation Studios. And you just think, when's the next revival / renaissance? When is it coming?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It has, but then I look back and go, okay, well, which one of those did I kind of went? Well, I look back and go, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you never know. You never know.
Then I think of something like, no, this one, but then I think, no, that's Pixar, so that one doesn't count.
But I think that Snow White is also just strong story wise too. Like the thing that I think strong about Snow White is that it has every emotion. It's scary, it's funny, it's romantic, it's sweet. Yeah. It's got all of it. So, the only real downside for me is that squeaky singing. But other than that, I have it in number. I have a number 10 also in my ranking.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've got Snow White pretty high too. I'm just pulling up my rankings, but I love the. I'm so glad you included it, Ben. I love your list, but I think historically it's such an important film too. Yeah. It's such a beautiful film, and I just all the things that you said. I'm with you. 100% for sure. Yeah. I have it at let's see, I have it at number 5 on my list.
Oh, nice.
Anyway,
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
No, I rewatched it, and we were commenting on how much time they spend with the dwarfs, and we were like, oh, that's a good chunk of the movie is just her hanging out with the dwarfs, And I find that a lot of these old movies, they were just kind of like, listen, we need to 3 acts, do this,
and such a different pace, right?
Yeah.
There's just I think there's just filmmaking of the era too.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
We have become so plot obsessed in our animated films. Every scene has to matter. And we've talked about this many times on the podcast, but one of my favorite parts of Cinderella is the Sing Sweet Nightingale scene with the bubbles. Because it means nothing. it has no plot value at all. It's just you're just there with the character, and it's just to be beautiful. And I think that Studio Ghibli Miyazaki is good about this as well, like giving moments that are just for whether they might be more intense, they might be more mystical, but they're just magic. They're just there for that. They don't matter as far as plot. Right. I wish we had more of that. These days. But all right, what's your number 9?
Number 9, I believe, is Lady and the Tramp.
Yes.
Is that what?
Yes.
I had a little switch up there, and I didn't remember if I gave you that version because my daughter goes, "Oh, really? Lady and the Tramp is that high?" Over Cinderella. I think I had Cinderella at 9, and she was kind of debating with me. And then I said, "No, you're right."
Just
you're
questioning
right.
your decisions.
Well, I kind of ran it through the group and kind of said, "Does this sound like good?" Because it was tough doing this. It's
is
really
hard.
Tough.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard thing. Yep.
And I there was some where I
great movie.
15. Yeah,
it is.
I love
Tramp. I love it so much.
This is like, I think when I was a little kid, I had the book and record, the little vinyl. Record, but it was like a little record, not the big records. Like
those
the
little records. Ones. I had those too, Ben.
Yeah. So I had this. I had this one.
The chimes to turn the page, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I had this one, and so this was one of my
cute.
Yes.
Oh, it's adorable, Ben.
So I had this one on record, and I think when I was a kid, it was just one of those movies that I liked as a kid. It's just a simple story. It's just about dogs. There's not there's not necessarily a main bad person.
What I find amazing about Lady and the Tramp is that they establish the Siamese cats as the villains. They're and then they sing their song, and then they're gone. You never see them again in the movie.
And there's a rat that's a villain, and then
the rat is the villain.
The aunt or the lady, the sister
the aunt
that comes
She's
in,
the worst.
and then the dog catcher, and they're not necessarily villains. They're just people doing what they do. But it's just such a cute little movie about a little dog in her life, and
it's so
out of
charming.
all the dog movies, that's probably my favorite of the dog movies. So. Yeah.
Yes. I have it at 21, but I do love it.
I have it at 11 and I love it.
Okay.
Kind of like my top 25 or it's just
same for
so
me.
Nitpicky, because it's so hard to pick because I love them all.
I like it too because you see a glimpse of Walt showing a time period too, that time where it's like the idyllic, little town community where there's like a rich area, there's the poor area, there's the shops, the tramp going around to different houses, and anyways, all the architecture, everything that's shown there is like a glimpse of a time period that I like too. So
according to the list that you gave me, you have Cinderella next.
Okay, yes.
You want to change
We've
that?
Got the same. Nope.
Okay.
No, that's the one. Okay, great.
I love Cinderella.
I do too.
Yeah,
it's one of the finest films that they made.
Yeah.
I after rewatching it, I think it's one of the more well-rounded princess movies as far as the classics, where you get the setup of who Cinderella is. You have a villain, you have what the king and the prince are going through, so you have all these moving parts, and there's not too much spend on just wasted. I mean, I don't even, like you said, the part where she's singing the thing with the bubbles, she's still cleaning, cleaning the floors, she's doing her job kind of thing. But there's nothing, we get to see her sing. She's got all of her animal friends. I love the art style too.
Boo. So good.
And then when the fairy godmother shows up, you're like, here we go,
that art style. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Ben. After you.
No, go ahead. No,
I said that art style from Cinderella. I think just from the 50s. That kind of, let's say, I think Lady and the Tramp fits in with that because I love
that
Peter Pan,
Mary Blair influence.
Yeah,
I love that.
the Mary Blair is just amazing with
And the character design, everything about it. I love.
Yeah.
And Cinderella was my daughter's favorite when she was little. When she was
Okay.
8, that was her princess.
See, that's
So
wonderful.
I think every little girl has one that they resonate
Ones
with.
exactly, that really resonates.
Yeah.
I have it at 4. I have 4.
And I have it at 3. Yeah, it's a 3 for me. Yeah, so clearly we're all fans.
I have a
we love
princess
this movie.
at 4, but just not this one.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Uncommon Goods. The countdown is on. Holiday shopping season is officially here. Uncommon Goods takes the stress out of gifting with thousands of unique, high-quality finds you won't see anywhere else. Don't wait. The most meaningful gifts get scooped up fast, and now's the perfect time to cross names off your list. What I really liked when I looked at their website is that you can go to the exact category of the person that you're shopping for. So you can look for gifts for women. And then in particular, they have a whole section for moms, for grandmas, for wives, for teenagers. And within each of those categories, there's all these creative ideas. And I had a lot of fun looking at the teen category. I have some nieces and different things that, would be fun to shop for. And I love the creativity in so many of the gifts. You've got create your own reel viewers. You've got a photo and label printer. I definitely think there is something for everybody, and it's worth checking out their site. And it's also nice that when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches, so shop now before they sell out this holiday season. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give back $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3.1 million to date. So don't wait. Cross those names off your list before the rush. To get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/hallmarkies. That's uncommongoods.com/hallmarkies for 15% off. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary.
All right. So what do you have next?
Jungle Book is number 7.
Yes.
Wow, so great.
Just a fun movie. Just the music. The music alone is I could just listen to that. It could be a still image, and I'd listen to the whole soundtrack. Jungle Book is I just like that one.
Yeah.
I've watched
Want
it
to walk like you, talk like you. It's true.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Baloo and you get the characters of Bagheera and Baloo, and they're opposites, but you like them both so much, because of what they're trying to do. And then I love, I remember watching a thing where Brad Byrd made all of the animators watch Jungle Book because of it's their mastery of Bagheera trying to push Mowgli into the tree. And Brad Byrd said, go watch that one scene because it's perfect animation of showing a character trying to push this kid up there. And there's a weight to it. There's, Bagheera can't get the kid to get up the tree. And anyways, just watching those kind of parts of that movie now, I just find fascinating too. It's masterclass in animation.
Yeah, it's the greatest. And I've told Rachel this story, Ben, but when I was little, supposedly, I don't remember, but the Jungle Book soundtrack was like the only thing I ever wanted to listen to. And I think it drove my siblings crazy.
Oh, hey, no, that's good. That's good.
It's great. It's just, I just said the music is such a highlight of that film too.
Yeah. There's not a bad song in there. I love it.
Yeah, I agree.
I have it at 27, which seems low, but I do enjoy it. I really do. It's a lot of fun. So.
I have it at 2.
Yeah.
At number 2 for me.
Number 2. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And there's so many that I was just kind of like, well, that's not going on the list, but it would be right there. It depends on the day too.
Exactly.
It does.
And it's a lot of it is like how often you rewatch it. Like, how often will you rewatch? If this comes on, will you be like, oh yeah, let's let that play. That's how I kind of.
Yeah.
A lot of what's on my list is stuff that I go, okay, I'll rewatch this one.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what do you have next?
Number 6 is Little Mermaid.
Yay, that's my favorite.
Is it?
Well, I battle
Little-
between Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid. They're my ties for favorite.
Ah,
I love them
know.
both so much.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
them
it's
both.
So
So
good.
basically, Howard Ashman's movies are my favorites.
okay. Little Mermaid was
but
kind of a unique one for me too, because and this is going to sound weird, but so before that, I think it was Oliver and Company.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I don't think I've even ever watched Oliver and Company. I randomly, my family went to it, but I was training to get my driver's license. So I was out practicing and I
Oh,
got home and they'd gone to the movie and it was Oliver and Company. And I came in, I don't know how far into the movie, and just kind of sat there and didn't know what was going on. But I remember not wanting to, like, not caring about it.
Yeah, you didn't care.
I
It was like, I'm
yeah,
good.
I was just kind of like, I don't know what's going on with this movie. And before that, I think it was Black Cauldron, maybe, which I was way more excited about.
well, there was the Great Mouse
The Great Mouse
Detective.
Detective.
Oh yes, both of
In
those.
there-
So both
in
of
there
those I
too.
really
Yeah.
liked. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and then Little Mermaid came out, and for me, this movie, when it came out, my drawing style, I only drew a lot of cartoons. I didn't draw like serious stuff. Like I had friends that when I got into college and they saw my portfolio, they were like, "Oh, you can actually paint like real thing, like what you'd call something serious or real or realistic," because I cartooned so often. I would just draw cartoons all the time. And so when I saw Little Mermaid, it was like an epiphany for me, where I was like, oh, I can kind of draw like this. Like, this is closer to what, like, when you watch Sleeping Beauty, it's gorgeous and Snow White, but I couldn't draw like that. But Little
That's true.
Mermaid, Flounder had big eyes, and it was such a switch up from their style, and it was so clean and crisp compared to Oliver and Company, that I went to this movie several times, like, just because I wanted to go watch the animation style.
Yeah.
And it was like one of those things where I went, okay, I could be an animator because I could draw like this. At least what I considered, it was closer to, I connected with it like that.
Yeah.
And then it was just a fantastic movie as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They did a million bubbles. They animated a million bubbles. That's true.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
It's crazy.
it was the first movie that I ever really loved. I know I saw once before it, but it was the first movie I ever really connected with.
That was me too.
I loved the music and Ariel's story and her feeling like a bit of a misfit, and I definitely could connect with that. I was 8 when it came out, so I was like perfect age.
Yeah, there you go.
For that.
Yeah.
And so I loved it then. I still love it to this day. It's special.
Yeah.
And
I love the film too.
Yeah, and Ursula, you can't get better.
Yeah, one of the
Villain.
all-time great villains.
Life's full of tough choices in it.
I know. Her songs are just, when she starts going, you're just like, okay, this is almost terrible, but so fun at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know when Jodie Benson came to Salt Lake FanX the first time. I knew I had already done a Little Mermaid picture, but I had done another one where it was her and Eric in the boat, and they were the boat scene, basically, because I was doing the prince and the princesses, because a lot of people were asking for that. And so it was her first time coming to Salt Lake, and apparently a lot of people were buying my Ariels. No, but I mean, I knew they were selling, but I didn't know that they were like taking them to her.
And then having her sign them.
Yes.
Oh,
and so,
smart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so on the third day, we're sitting there talking to people, and all of a sudden here comes Jodie Benson, and she walks right up to our table, and I was just like, you're Ariel.
Starstruck
moment.
Yeah.
And she said, I just want to congratulate you because I've been signing your art all weekend. I just want to say you did a good job and thank you. And so,
great,
she just came to like say hi and tell me that she loved the prints, and we gave her some, and
I love
So,
that. That's great.
It was
I-
crazy.
I don't like the whole photo op thing. It's just it's expensive, first of all, so I can't afford it. It's expensive, and just the whole process is just not my favorite.
Oh yeah.
And so I don't do it very often. I've only done it twice actually for those kind. I've done the selfies
Right.
a little more, but I've done it twice. I did it for Jodie Benson.
Okay.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I did it for Carrie Fisher.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I've
I know
always
those
been
are good ones, Rachel.
I've
Yeah,
always been
that-
grateful
yeah.
that I did that.
Seriously, no
And,
regrets for that one.
That's awesome. I'll tell a quick funny Carrie Fisher story. We were at a Comic-Con, and by the way, yeah, if you're going to go to Comic-Con for the first time, the photo ops, it's like they push you through. Like you stand there, you say hi, and they take your picture and they move you out.
I mean, literally 30 seconds.
You're not talking
If
to
that.
the people.
No.
If you go do the autographs, then you get to talk to them, and those you can do a selfie. But anyways, we were in Portland, and there was a lot of people that had like service animals. You know, it was it's a con where you just see all sorts of crazy things in Portland. And so
because she had a dog, Gary.
Yeah, and she had her dog Gary. And so I'm sitting there, and our booth was situated on what's called the end cap. So we weren't like down the row, we were at the end of the row, but facing, you know, away from everybody into the aisle kind of thing. I'm just kind of standing there, and all of a sudden here comes Gary. I didn't know it was Gary at the time, but there's just this French bulldog walking down the aisle like he's a Comic-Con attendee. And I'm like, somebody's lost their dog. And he comes wandering right into our booth. And my wife is the biggest dog fanatic. So all of a sudden this little French bulldog wanders in because she's down sorting some art, and this dog wanders in and just comes right up to her. And she's like, oh my gosh, what is going on? She's like freaking out. And I realized instantly that it's Carrie Fisher's dog. So I'm kind of like, where is she? And, you know, you forget how small she is. And this was before they started doing Force Awakens. So she,
okay.
She was kind of like really great hair and like had an entourage around her. But all of a sudden I see her right in front of my booth walking. I mean, she's got people around her, protecting her, kind of moving as a group. And my wife's like, and she goes, Gary, and Gary just leaves. And my wife jumps up and she's like, what's happening? And I'm like, it's Carrie Fisher's dog. And my wife is not as nerdy as I am. So she's like, who? And I'm like, Princess Leia. And she goes, where is she? And I'm like, she's right there, like right in front of her booth. And she couldn't see her because she's so small. And anyways, so the next day I knew to watch for Gary, and Gary comes marching down the aisle. And I'm like, she's coming. And I went and gave her a print. I gave somebody a Princess Leia print and said, I don't want to bother her, but can you give her this print? And so she had circled around, and as she walked by my booth, she said, thank you. And then carried on her way. So
for being nice to Gary.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
giving her a print. That is the best story, man.
It's just funny.
Yeah.
I'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's Baker Publishing Group and Melody Carlson and her new book, Once Upon a Christmas Carol. Carol Langstrom hates Christmas. Being born on December 25th and growing up in a dysfunctional home has turned her into a modern-day Scrooge. Her plan? To escape this holiday in the Bahamas. But storms reroute her flight to Michigan. Amid the snowy landscape, she gets stuck on her aunt's farm and rediscovers a different kind of Christmas. One wrapped in love. Melody Carlson's holiday novella, Once Upon a Christmas Carol, delivers all the charm of a Hallmark movie woven with sweet romance featuring a Christmas Carol themes. Order your next Can't Put Down read today from bakerbookhouse.com for 30% off and free shipping today. That's 30% off and free shipping at bakerbookhouse.com.
So what do you have next in your ranking?
Okay. Sword in the Stone.
Yeah, I love it
Yeah.
that you have this. What do you I like it when people have unique lists. What do you love about Sword in the Stone?
Sword in the Stone is kind of my go-to watch movie. I put it on for noise.
Okay.
I love it though. And I've listened to your guys' podcast about this one. And I was like, I was kind of like, oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Let's get into this now. So it's funny because I listened to your podcast with Dave Down Under, where you guys discussed this one. which I was really entertained by, and I loved listening to it. And I kind of sat there, and by the end of it, I was kind of like, I need to go rewatch this, because now I'm kind of going, maybe I've have just rose-colored glasses for this movie, and it's not as good as. I mean, I know you guys love it, but you also were like, the story, and I was kind of like, I need to go rewatch this again, because a lot of times I do just put on a Disney movie, and that's what I'm listening to while I paint. It just makes it easier. Yeah. So when I'm painting, if I can watch one that I'm painting the subject, I'll put that on. But most of the time it's just, and this one I put on a bunch of times just because I love this one. And I was kind of like, okay. I rewatched it. I was like, no, I still love this.
Well, and you can't beat the Wizard's Duel. I mean, that's great.
You can't beat it.
Love
it was interesting because I went and kind of watched it, and I was like, I got where you guys were coming from, but then I also kind of watched it again. And it was one of these things where I kind of went, this movie right now is very almost in context or relevant to what's going on now, because I watched it and it starts out with this narrator basically going, there's the little sword in the stone thing, but then it goes into this dark narration where the guy's basically like saying, this is the medieval dark times, and men are fighting against men, and it's the big are preying upon the weak.
Yeah.
And
it's
kind of dark. And I went, okay.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, they start doing his lessons, and Merlin basically sees him at the beginning and goes, oh, this kid's awesome. He doesn't even know he's King Arthur yet. He just kind of goes, oh yeah, this kid's coming. And he goes, and he says he's got heart and soul, but he doesn't have an education. But he's kind of like, this kid's like moldable, and he's already got the thing that I don't need to teach him, which is he has a heart kind of thing. And
I just feel bad. If he has a heart, he should feel more bad for the squirrel, though.
I know. And I
the whole squirrel thing. Yeah.
The squirrel thing. It was tough.
Poor squirrel.
I thought maybe down the road, Arthur, when his, Guinevere, has the affair or something, then he's like, oh gosh, dang, stupid love. I don't know. Maybe
exactly. Yeah.
I should have been nicer to that squirrel.
Exactly.
But so the thing I got out of this last time I watched it was that Arthur is super happy about it. And the owl basically goes, no, he likes what he's doing and he's good at it, and this is his thing. But he said, when Merlin starts teaching him stuff, Arthur sees something in himself and he kind of goes, oh, there's this whole other thing that I didn't even think about, that I'm like getting educated on all this cool stuff that I never thought I would. Mm-hmm. And at the point for me that was really, that I didn't notice this, that I hadn't noticed before, was that every time Merlin comes in or the owl comes in or whatever, Arthur's godfather or whatever, the guy that took him in.
Yeah.
He's anti-education. He's like, you're lucky to be doing this stuff. You're lucky that I'm taking care of you. And he makes fun of Arthur, and he makes fun of Merlin being educated and, having all this magic and doing all this stuff. And there's this critical point where after the dish thing, after Merlin basically leaves, and then Arthur loses the one thing he was excited about, which was to get to go to the tournament. He basically stands up for Merlin and says, no, he's basically teaching me stuff. And he's got ideas and wants to make the world a better place, and has made me a better person. And like tears coming out of his eyes. And he basically defends Merlin, even though he knows it's going to cost him everything. It basically cost him being a squire at that point. But it was that he had gotten enough out of Merlin that he went, no, he's just educating me because I don't know anything, And then of course, Merlin,
that's a good point.
Yeah. But
Merlin actually becomes like the guy who took him in when he finds out that Arthur again is excited about doing this thing, because Arthur does love doing it and he's good at it. And he comes in and says, I'm the squire again. And that's, Merlin becomes like any parent and is like, no, I expected better of you, and then he blasts off to Bermuda, which is just, heartbreaking. But, even Merlin was like, flawed. And I love, I watched it again, and I love that Merlin is like this powerful wizard, but he is clumsy and just, he's like Goofy. I mean, he's just, his beard's he's tripping on his beard constantly. There's things falling anytime he moves. It's just it's a mess.
Higatus figatus. You gotta like that.
Yeah. but you're almost like cringed when you watch him because it's just like he can't seem to get his bearings. He's like kind of falling over books or tripping on his beard. There's stuff always spilling. The sugar pot keeps going because he's too busy like talking. And anyways, I love it.
Yeah.
I
That's great.
appreciate this analysis, Ben, and it helps. I think it's helping me to see it through different eyes.
Yeah, it really does.
Because the main thing I love about it is just the art direction. I think that it's just so beautiful to look at, and
oh yes,
I love the character design and the colors.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah,
yeah.
I forgot. That's the other reason I like this one is because it's Bill Peet.
Yes,
who I grew up reading Bill Peet's books and fell in love with Bill Peet, his works, before I even knew he was a Disney animator.
Yeah.
And then I discovered he had an autobiography that it's about this thick, and it's an illustrated autobiography where he talks about his time at Walt Disney, and then I just was like, oh, this is crazy. And I go back and watch it, and if you go look at Sword in the Stone and look at his books, it's like his pages coming to life. That's how he draws. Wart and all of the characters with the spindly, kind of legs and stuff. That's just Bill Peet. That's just his art style. So
nice. All right. What do you have next?
Number 4 is Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
so great.
I love this one because of the art.
Yes.
And because of
Aurora.
1,000,000%. She's my favorite princess, and the art.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was college, I was in college. This was my princess crush, I guess you could say.
Are you team pink dress or blue dress?
Oh, I'd probably say blue dress.
Me too.
The pink dress. Now I watched it yesterday and I was like, no, the blue dress, it looks better.
Well, it's so interesting because they said for the longest time that they did that so Cinderella could have the blue dress for the Disney princess lineup, right? And so they would have her in the pink. But the thing that's crazy about that is Cinderella doesn't have a blue dress in the movie.
No,
she has a
it's
silver
technically
dress.
White. Yeah, it's like whitish silver. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they didn't seem to have any problem that Jasmine has blue and of course Elsa would later have blue. And so it's a funny thing.
I think they just wanted to give Cinderella and they didn't want to.
Yeah, they wanted her to be pink.
Yeah, her and Cinderella are kind of the two like next to each other, I guess. So I guess, but
it's a great film.
It's great.
It's truly a masterpiece.
I was just absolutely obsessed with Ivan Earl art once I really started understanding, the people behind the films, and because I think that I love everything about it, but I think because I love the character designs too, but I think the backgrounds in Sleeping Beauty are so magnificent.
Oh yeah,
and particularly that I think they're all great. But that forest scene, where she meets the prince for the first time, and I mean, I could just watch that over and over every day.
Well, and the whole christening scene is so great. Like, I love that.
Yeah,
you didn't invite me.
Oh yeah, Maleficent shows up, and well, it's just the way that the castle's drawn, and oh wow.
We were talking about how she's got her own little kingdom, and she's got this castle, and she's got these like goblin guys that are like the henchmen.
Minions.
I know they did a Maleficent movie, but I'm like, I want the animated Maleficent story because I'm like, this woman's hanging out and nobody's messing with her because of who she is, and she's got this whole like army, like literally an army.
They did a Maleficent movie in name only. This is not Maleficent that we know and love. So if they did an animated one, it might actually resemble the character that from the animated film.
The revisionist history.
I was able to separate the movie and say this is like a different telling.
It's like fan fiction.
I can't stand the fairies though in that movie. They drive me nuts.
They drive me crazy.
They drive me nuts. I'm like, if you took that out, I would have been fine.
Oh, you're kidding me.
But Sleeping Beauty, it's amazing. The singing, I think like kind of the first well-rounded Prince too, where like, Prince Philip actually has a major part of the thing,
Arc.
you know.
I
Yeah,
agree. He's underrated, I think, as far as Disney Disney men.
I mean, you know, he kind of gets kicked off his horse and he's like, no carrots. And just, he's got that swagger about him where he's just kind of like the man, you know.
You know what's so funny? On my blog, I like years ago, like this was like 2016, like a long time ago, I did a ranking of the Disney men, like based on just feel like basically pure hunkiness. Like, what did I think? And from the animated canon, and it is by far the most popular post I have done on my blog. Like, year by year. Like,
a lot of engagement on that one.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
A lot of opinions. I put Philip up there. I put Philip up there.
And I think I had Flynn Rider as my number one. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Philip was high. Up there. I think I had Tarzan pretty high. Yeah, but
I mean, Aladdin would probably be up there too, but he's kind of the lead character too. So
Aladdin, that's true. Well, what do you have next?
Robin Hood, number 3.
Yeah. Isn't that such a delightful?
This is my father's
movie.
favorite Disney movie. This is my father, so we watched it quite a bit.
It's I call it the best Robin Hood movie. And I'll die on that hill, even though the men in tights people always come for me. But
they come after you.
They'll say, "What about Men in Tights?" And I'm like, "Nope."
No.
I'm like, this is Robin Hood being, you know.
I'm with you there. I'm with you that I think that the Disney one is better. I mean, I really like there's not that many, like Robin is pretty
I like
solid.
the Errol Flynn one.
Yeah, the Errol Flynn's really good.
Fun.
Yeah, that's really good.
But
so
Disney and anthropomorphic animals, I love. They ace that so often. Again, I think that's one of the reasons why I love the Rescuers too. You know,
and Peter Ustinov, legendary,
steals it,
unbelievable.
Yeah. We watched it and I was just dying laughing. And you know, as a kid, I thought Robin Hood was the coolest ever. You know, he never once like is not brave or sure of himself and like so just kind of like casual, but like not concerned about anything because he knows he's he's Robin Hood, and I love it.
I lose more jewels that way.
Well, and I think they were watching one part where he loses his rings again. I think he lost them again, and he doesn't know. Like I think Little John takes him off, like the whole ring off his finger. And he doesn't realize that his rings aren't even there anymore because he's like, oh, I lose more rings that way, and then at some point. They're just off his hands.
PJ, put that on my luggage.
You know, I love it.
Who's driving this flying umbrella?
Yeah. And the animals are all perfect for what they need to be. You know, there's rhinos and that are the guards, and you know.
And they're all to scale, which I love. Like Cluck is like little. Lady Cluck.
Little teeny, and there's the little mice that are working in the church, you know,
and the bunnies and all, you know.
Just
Seize the fat one.
The greatest character designs.
We were talking about the raccoons being like, well, they're busting the raccoons out, but they seem to be like probably should have been in there. Like,
that's right.
They're like they're in already prison garb. Nobody else is, but the raccoons are like already in there.
Yeah, I have it at 32, but I really enjoy it. So
it's terrific.
Yeah. So
it's a big rewatch for me. So
I'm so happy you're number 2. I love and adore. Yes.
We love Tangled on this channel.
Love Tangled so much.
Yeah. Tangled is a favorite. I have it at number 10. It's one of my, but it's because it's just, I adore it. I just think it's one of the best.
Tangled was one of the, you know, so this is where I kind of, where when you guys talk about, will there be the Renaissance again? Tangled was the Renaissance again.
Yeah.
You know, Little Mermaid and Tangled were the 2 movies that took Disney back.
It's true.
And
Tangled, you could really compare Tangled to Little Mermaid, and you could compare you could kind of, as far as their placement, you could compare Frozen with Beauty and the Beast. as far as what they did for the studio, like the
Right.
movies themselves. So I would say
Yeah.
that Frozen is actually more like Little Mermaid, and Tangled is more like Beauty and the Beast. But as far as their role in the studio, I think similar. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, yeah, I don't remember what was coming out before Tangled, but
It was The Princess and the Frog that came out the
Yeah,
year
which
before,
was
if you
very
can believe it or not.
disappointing.
Which
Yeah.
is I
Right.
thought was a disappointment too.
yeah,
Even with the hand drawn,
I know.
style.
But I go watch that one now, and I like that one again. That's one of those that I was like, oh no, I like this one.
Yeah. I still cannot believe that for Tiana's Grand Bayou Adventure, whatever they're calling it, they didn't just because Disney is obsessed with canon and the ride had to be part of canon. So stupid. They could have had Dr. Facilier at the beginning of the drop and saying, "Are you ready? Are you ready?"
And going into the underworld and then coming back out, but
they're so stupid.
I mean, there was something they were supposed to be, and then that got canceled, and then I guess they couldn't.
That would have been so good.
I think they could still save it. I think they could still go back and say, okay, we're going to update it, and we're going to do a Facilier thing now and do the whole.
Because
and
nobody
I think they
cares
should.
that it's canon. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like you didn't go on like Snow White's Scary Adventures or the Winnie the Pooh ride and be like, well, has to be canon and match up with the existing films. That's so dumb.
They could have gone and like the Ray or whoever goes into the underworld and they have to go rescue him or something. You know, I don't know.
Just have but
the little voodoo guys up down there and the dancing masks.
Yeah, the dance. Yeah.
Transformation. Central.
Yeah. But
it's too bad. But anyway, Tangled is so good. Great villain.
Yeah.
Great heart and soul. The first romantic comedy they ever did. The banter is so good.
Yeah, the script is so good. The voice acting is so good.
The plot's perfect, I think.
And I felt that it's the first. I mean, not that the Walt Disney Animation Studios had done that many, but they really figured out how to do CGI that made it look like Disney style.
And we were talking about this today. Yeah, I was talking about this. I said before this one, there was, you had Incredibles and you had Up. But this was the first movie where they kind of said, okay, we need to make it look like it's an animated movie with characters that aren't overly cartoon like, so you're taking the Disney princess formula, but you're going to make it work where it's like the facial expressions are on point and, on Beauty and the Beast level kind of thing,
Yes.
And this was the first movie where they actually like worked at that because I mean, Incredibles has people, but they're all cartoony faces, they're not normal looking humans, same with Up, Carl is like short and stumpy, like, a cartoony version of an old man. And
they're like Funko Pop people practically.
Yeah. And you don't have to worry about that. The suspension of disbelief goes away, but like, if you go watch a DreamWorks where they're trying to do like a human, like Megamind or something, they're kind of unnerving because they're not quite.
Yes, right, exactly. That's a great way to put it, man.
Yeah. So I like Tangled is like kind of perfection for me. It's also kind of the last where you have the old school Disney musical kind of thing happening, like from Little Mermaid, where the songs are naturally flowing in.
Yeah.
And the last
Alan Menken.
And the last real villain that we've gotten that was good.
It was
like
a
Frozen
villain
to me is. Yeah, Frozen's good, but it's almost a Broadway musical type thing where the songs come in as like, okay, now it's time for the song. Whereas, when Rapunzel comes down for the first time and she starts her song, it's just her singing her thoughts of what she's going through. She's about to like enter this world. So, but I love Tangled. The lantern scene. To this day regret not seeing it in 3D.
Oh man, I hope you get the chance to someday. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
We went to Frozen in 3D because we were like, we don't know what's going to happen, but we got to make sure if something happens, we get to see this in 3D.
Exactly, just in case.
Just in case.
Well, I have Tangled a 3, so I'm totally with you.
Good.
Tangled's fantastic.
So what is your number 1?
Beauty and the Beast.
Hey, we're all in the same club.
I know. I saw this movie and it was like kind of the peak for me. Like it was everything.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, the emotion was beyond anything I'd seen. I stayed up to watch the Academy Awards because I was just fully expecting they were going to give it to it. I do not like Silence of the Lambs.
I don't like Silence of the Lambs either, Ben. I know. Yeah. I'm
because
so
it stole the
disappointed.
Academy Award. Because I just thought, how could you not give this the award?
You know,
I mean,
how
it
could
was,
Silence of the Lambs win over this? You know,
and honestly, I watched it and I was like, no, this is. I mean, it's cool, but I was just like, you had an animated movie that was making people like literally cry, and you know, there was just so many levels of things happening there, and just the animation and the music, and you know, and I thought, you know, because and then they moved it to its own category, and I'm like, no, this, you know, this was something special, that you made a movie that moved people that much, you know. So
it's just it's a beautiful story. It's a classic story. And the villain is so good, so funny. And you know, the whole idea of the town hero. He's everyone's favorite guy.
Oh yeah.
And he just spirals. It's great. And that line,
and he gets the whole town to go with him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The mob song is so good. And he's a beast raisers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
50 Frenchmen can't be wrong.
For the beast. And he's no monster, Gaston. You are. That's a great line. That's
it's so
a great
good.
line.
It's so good. And you know, her dad's like this little comic relief, and I mean, you didn't think they could make a candlestick come to life, and
I know the enchanted objects are just so great, so charming. It's such a fine film.
Tale as old as time. Yeah, it's just so good.
Oh, and you got Angela Lansbury.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Jerry Orbach. I mean, holy smokes. Yeah.
She's
so good.
That's the one voice I want to meet someday. I know she's been at Comic Cons, but someday I'm just going to leave my.
Paige O'Hara.
I got to go see. Yeah, I got to go see Paige O'Hara.
Yeah.
Oh, Paige O'Hara.
Yeah, because that's the one where I'm just kind of like, nope, that's the one that's. Because as much as I like Little Mermaid and the other ones, this one was my.
Has she come to Fan X ever?
I think no, I know she has, because I was at. I'm pretty sure that I was at a panel with them. Because D23 mixes with Fan X for me in my memories, but I'm pretty sure it was Fan X that her and Robbie Benson were both there, and they did a panel.
Yeah,
and it was so funny because Robbie Benson said that he was getting frustrated with his kid or something one time it was at the grocery store or whatever, and he's like, put that down, you know, or whatever, and it was a little too loud or whatever, and everybody was like, huh?
I think it's the beast.
The beast came out a little bit. That's awesome.
Oh, I had it.
That's great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, go ahead and starve.
Yeah.
No, it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
so,
with you there. Yeah.
Well, 100%. Very good. Thank you so much for sharing with us.
And thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
So wonderful to talk with you, and thanks for your wonderful work.
Yeah.
Keep
Bring
it up.
A lot of
You're
happiness to the world.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So nice to be here.
So if people want to purchase, you said you have like Black Friday, you have other things outside of the Fan X. How do they do that?
Just benbyrd.com. So
great.
It's so you can just Google me and
we'll have all that. We'll have it all in the description.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. And then or just on my Instagram too, which is so
very good. Well, thank you so much. And
thank you guys.
And it was great to meet you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, we'd like to thank Ben for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun. We haven't done one of these rankings in a bit, so it was really fun to do one again, and to hear the perspective of an artist, to hear what he loved. It was really fun. So thank you so much to Ben. And Stanford, where can people find you?
I've got a movie podcast. It's called Movies Past and Present, and you can find me at moviespastandpresent.com. and
Great.
wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Great. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And you can follow us at Disney Talking on Twitter if you have that. And make sure to check out our playlist with all of our Talking Disney episodes. We've done over 100. And so that's fun. So check that out. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. That really helps podcasts a lot because it helps the algorithm a lot. So just take a second, give those ratings and reviews. And if you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It really helps a lot. And I have the Patreon group, which is a really fun way to be a part of episodes, to be part of monthly patron events and watch alongs. And then I have the merch store where I have hashtag Animation Junkie shirts and other fun stuff. So check that out, and lots of fun stuff. So thanks again to Ben, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.